Religious tourism is one of the very glorious aspects that happen to be available in Egypt, and to shed more light on this topic on the religious tourism, we're very happy to have with us Mr. Imad Nikola. Hi, Merry Christmas to you in the beginning. And we want to know more from you about Christmas and the role of Christmas celebrations in tourism.
Well, this holiday season, starting from Christmas until the 7th of January feast,
Yes.
All this time is the peak time of tourism in Egypt and all over the world, but in Egypt is like more than anybody else because of so many things. It's perfect timing for weather in Egypt. It's best. It's a holiday in the world, so people have vacations, so they
Yes,
can
all over the
do.
world, yes.
Yes,
Yes,
they can
of
come
course.
and have fun in our country, and because it is religious also occasion, so when they do the monumental and leisure tourism, they still can fit in some religious tours in their programs. That's why if you look at around you in Egypt now, in Cairo, Luxor, Aswan, you will find that most of the facilities are full.
Yes, from Mount Sinai to a lot of
everywhere.
churches and mosques.
Everywhere. That's the peak season of tourism in Egypt in the holiday season.
Yeah.
Mr. Ahmed, when it comes to religious tourism, what do you think the main elements that we have in Egypt in this regard?
Well, we have a lot. When it comes to Christian religious tours or even Islamic religious tours. If we talk about the Christians, we have the most important, which is the Holy Family route within Egypt, which is one of a kind. It didn't happen. Jesus was always in Palestine, but the only 3 years and 8 months that he went out of Palestine was here in Egypt. And we have 24 spots where it is marked as visited by Jesus Christ. So these, out of those 24, we have 18 of them is ready to visit. And
There are 25 actually.
24,
25, yes.
somewhere there. 18, I guess, the ready ones, and yeah?
Yes, I think around from 11 to 17.
Yes. The rest is still in ongoing preparations. These are unique, especially when it comes to Old Cairo, where Mary and the child was hiding in near the Muallaka Church in the Old Cairo area, 7 churches there, and Al Muharraq monastery in Upper Egypt, there where he stayed the most of the time altogether. He stayed for 3 months and few days in Muharraq, and this is nowhere else to find these spots. It's only happened once in the whole history, and it is a beautiful place to visit. Add to these are mostly the Orthodox, the Coptic visits. Now we have one of the most important also in the world for the Catholic and also the Greek Orthodox is St. Catherine.
It's a great attraction
Yes.
actually for not only foreigners but also Egyptians. A lot of people go there and they wait for the perfect time to visit it. It's a very interesting attraction for everyone actually.
It is a lovely spot. You got to see the monastery. It's since 1,600 years, same spot. You got to see the mountain, Mount Sinai. You got to see the atmosphere of St. Catherine, which is very quiet, very spiritual.
Yes, very spiritual.
Yeah, and very, very smooth stay there. That's why even when the government now is trying to make it to like develop this area.
Yes, to
This
make it a living place for
Mm.
everyone all around the year, not only
Thank
specific
God they are
times.
keeping the old style, the original of this area without touching. So even the modernization of this area is coming in the same direction of being very natural and a peaceful area in this place. So we are very rich country when it comes to visits, and religious is one of the richest areas in Egypt.
Yes, so talking about St. Catherine and its value in the Egyptian tourism, do we actually market it properly, and do we have a plan to actually make people visit it more?
Let me tell you that I always give this comment to whatever interview I have. It is, we don't need really huge marketing. The demand for Egypt is huge. All what we want, all what we need is peaceful atmosphere around us, and let the people come.
Yes.
Now, I remember before Gaza's crisis happens, we were full. There was no room in Egypt, from Alexandria to Aswan. So we need more, actually, more facilities, more rooms, more cruises, more. That's why the government has made lately an initiative of lending 51 billion Egyptian pound to those developers who will develop
To come and
rooms.
invest in the,
Yes,
yes,
of
develop the
So
hotels and the
don't
infrastructure
worry,
around.
Don't worry
Yes.
about marketing our country. Our country is very well marketed. Can you imagine what will happen when it comes to opening the new Grand Egyptian
Yes,
Museum?
of course, this would be a
Right.
turning point in the
Ooh,
tourism sector.
Yes, dear. I expected that we will have no rooms in Fayoum, not
Oh,
only in
oh my!
Cairo.
It's actually the cost of it. It was over $1 billion.
Yes, because it's one of the kind.
Yes, of
There's,
course.
there's,
It's the world's largest museum, actually.
when it comes to pharaohs
Yes, yes.
monuments, and second biggest, I guess, or third biggest in the whole world, and the most modern museum in the world was
Yes,
wa-
and
wa- was
they
was
even took a prize for its architecture. Yes.
lately, and you can expect more and more prizes to come, because this place is unique, one of a kind, and we are very proud to have this facility in our country. And by the way, this is a marketing tool by itself.
Of
Now,
course, yes.
everywhere in the world is talking about the Grand Egyptian Museum. You
Yes.
know, when they mentioned that they partly open an area,
The partial inauguration.
even the people who were in Egypt already, they all asked us, can you please add the Grand Egyptian Museum to our tour? We heard it's open yesterday.
So
Yeah,
tourists wanted to fit it into their program.
even if they already had that program fixed months ago, but they heard the news. I want to do it, and
Of
I want to do
course.
it now.
Of course.
So we are marketed. We just need to be a stronger infrastructure.
Yes, of course. But digging deep into the tourism, the religious tourism sector, if you allow me to dig deep in this aspect also, as you know that the Arab region is now having a hard time, as you mentioned, the atmosphere around Egypt is not really stable, and of course this has affected the religious tourism sector in Egypt. What do you think in Egypt the steps that we are taking to fight or to deal with this hard timing?
Uh, there is nothing actually Egypt can do. I
Yes.
mean, what are you going to do? Unfortunately, we are surrounded with troubles all over. But thanks God that we have a wise president and a wise government, that we are
course.
showing the world that we are safe. Our country is not involved in any hassle. Actually, we just help people around us. We don't get involved with any trouble. So people start to get used to the hustle around us, and they start to think positively. Well, Egypt, we have no problem, because if you look at the first half of this year, tourism was suffering because of the incidents around
The
us.
critical, yes, the
Yeah,
critical situation.
Yeah, very much. We were suffering the first half. Second half, we start to pick up. As we talked in the beginning, at this time we are almost full. All over Cairo, Luxor, Aswan, Sharm el Sheikh, Hurghada, we're doing very well at this time. That means that people start to get you to know that Egypt is safe, no problem to go to Egypt, so they start to pull in a bit by a bit, coming back to us.
So how did we shift from being known as an unsafe destination and to, as you mentioned, as the second half of the year we started people started trusting Egypt and considering it a safe destination, and tourism started reviving again? How did this shift happen?
It happens by the two meaning. First meaning is that really we are a safe country. That comes to facts, but we needed to show that to the world. Now, when you go, no, we just kept our standards of reputation as it is. We just helping. There is no problems in our country. We are not involved in any conflicts directly. So people start around the world start to hear the news. There's nothing in Egypt, so why don't we go? Let's go.
Let's also dig deep to more interesting vibes in Egypt, talking about Ramadan and tourists visiting Egypt in Ramadan. How do you perceive this unique atmosphere in your point of view?
Well, let me tell you that for years, we try to market Egypt during Ramadan. It is quite hard because people, fasting, and they don't think about traveling during fasting. So when it comes to the Arab countries coming to Egypt, they come, but not in the needed numbers.
Yes.
But what we need to do actually is to convince the foreigners that actually European and or other parts of the world, non-Muslim.
Yes, I'm talking actually about the European tourists and their visits to Egypt during Ramadan.
They start to get the right impression that because they got the impression in the early years that it's gonna be slow in Egypt in Ramadan and we will not have fun, and now we kept pushing that no, in Egypt during Ramadan it's more fun, and actually you get to find Egypt during iftar empty, and you can go around and enjoy the streets. So we start pushing people. Now this year, this Ramadan, it's going to be a bit better when it comes to tourism from other Ramadans.
Yes, and actually, if you allow me, Mirna, in Ramadan, it is the most time in the year that we can witness coexistence between Christians and Muslims. And since we're talking here from this cathedral, it is important to mention this point and to also hear your takeaways on this.
Egypt been and will always be the example of surviving of all religions. And even when we had the Jews back in the years, they were enjoying themselves in Egypt. We are peaceful people, built to be like that, and we will always be like that. We love each other. We have no problem if you are Christian or Muslim. Thanks God. Only those fanatics who go to extreme right or left, and they are few. Thanks God, they are few. So even the people who comes to visit Egypt, they are not worried, being Christian or Muslim or whoever, because they know if they are Muslims coming here, they're going to be loved by both their own religion and Christians. If they are Christians coming here, they want to see what Muslims have. We show them Amr al-As Mosque. We show them the Citadel. We show them everything that the Islamic civilization did to Egypt. It is quite nice. We love our country. Our country has a lot to offer when it comes to human beings and when it goes to monuments and everything. Let me tell you, just add one point from my side. Most of the time, when we ask the tourists of where they are leaving at the airport, what was the most beautiful thing you've seen and you liked in Egypt? That 70% will always comment and say the people.
In this regard, talking about the developments and also the efforts exerted by the Egyptian government in this regard, how do you evaluate these efforts
In which area?
in boosting actually the religious tourism aspect in Egypt?
We start really, the government start and the private sector both start working in a good banners these days, especially to develop the Masara al-Muqaddasa,
Yes, yes. The
the
Holy
Family
Family,
path.
yes.
It's been ages we've been urging the government and the private sector to take care of these sites and start to develop it in the right way to make it easier to visit. And in the past 2 or 3 years, government start working hard on that, and that, thanks to that, for that, you know, you can have a jewel, a diamond ring, but you are hiding it somewhere in your closet. That, yeah.
We have a lot of hidden gems that they don't know anything about.
But now you have to clean it, make it shine, and show it to the people.
And then market it,
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much, the tourism expert, Mr. Imad Nikola, for being here with us and for your very valuable insights. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day.
Thank you.